Right, I'm afraid I don't have any kind of software to, do this in a better quality. Again, just don't have that kind of stuff on my computer. Don't want to upload it on there. So this is what I'm going to have to do for now. So now the tricky part here is coming up with something to make the font. And thankfully you can add a whole bunch of fonts nowadays. And this is the one, I found this on a website called fontspace.com. And these are the airborne font. This is all the stuff that they use for the Star Trek lettering for the ships in the Enterprise series and in the original series. So if you're building it, if you want to build a custom ship from either one of those two periods, this is definitely the font you're going to want to use. Again, FontSpace, airborne font. I've already downloaded it, and this is how you upload it onto your computer. It's saved right here as a file, and double click on here. So here's on my airborne font, and this is a little preview of it right here. So I'm going to exit this one because I already uploaded this one, but I haven't uploaded airborne 2. So this is slightly different. This is slightly less bold. What we want to do here, and I'm working on Windows 8.1. I'm going to open up the charms here on the side. Let me just rotate my camera around there. So the charms right here. I'm going to go search, control panel. There it is. So let's open up my control panel. And oh yeah, I'm already in it. Okay, so it stayed in there from last time I was doing this. So yeah, here's the control panel. Again, sorry about the camera for this. I'm going to go search the control panel for fonts. And over here is the fonts and display. So I'm going to click onto fonts, and here they are. Here's my first airborne regular one. And so all you need to do if you're working on this font space is double click it right here, and at the very top, right up here, there is print and install. If you just click install, it should do this pretty quick. There we go. And they should be right there. Airborne 2 regular, and there's airborne 1. So now they're both stuck in my fonts file. I can add more into it if I like. If I don't like them enough and they're not working, I can easily just take them out. So now I'm going to go down here and open up Photoshop. And this is where we're going to start having some more fun. So we're going to go to Edit. This is Elements 10. Give it a moment. It's still loading up. There we go. And we're going to open up a new blank file. And I'll just name it that, whatever. So my job here, this was kind of the toughest part, and as soon as I came up with the name for the ship, it made me really want to build a ship afterwards. I'm a huge fan of Firefly, and I thought, since there's only 4, I can kind of make up whatever I want. So the NX-05, I'm officially going to call it the Serenity. So here's a really cool thing, guys. You go look, and this is where you gotta look, okay? Let me move my camera over, because when you're over here, this is basically all the Photoshop fonts and stuff in here. But you have to scroll down, kind of to the bottom. They're both right there. So you gotta look around for a bit. So I'm gonna click Airborne 1, and I've got my text. So check this out. This is really cool. NX-05. That looks perfect. So I need to make that there. And I'm just doing this as a quick example. Whoops. Serenity. So now the problem I have to do here is, if you can, I don't think my decals will be very, very visible. There we go. You can see these go on the front of the ship, and they are curved like this, and all the other ones are straight. These ones have a bit more of a gap. They go on the underside of the saucer. To get this curve is super simple. We're just going to highlight it like this, and let me just move my camera again, and you go up to the top here, and there is a create warped text. So I'm going to click that one here, and this little menu will pop up. Let me just adjust that there. I want to go to style. I want to click arc, so I'm going to type that in there, and there you can see it's definitely done it, but it's done it the wrong way. And we just click the bend button right here, and we can just simply adjust that. Now there are a couple others, like there is arc lower, but what it does is it distorts. You can see there it distorts the letters, so that's something I don't want. I just want this one right here. So let me just fix it. And so now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go and play around with this a bit. It's going to take me a little while, I think, to get the angle right and to make all the others. And all I'm going to do is put them at the top of the page like this, because this is all I need. I'm going to go save them as a JPEG. That way I can play around with them more if I need to. So I don't like working with PFD files. JPEG, I can easily swap it over to other editing software and stuff like that if I need to. So, but yeah, that's basically how everything works here. So now I've got my custom decals that I can start making. I think there needs to be a little bit, no, not much of a gap more in between the spacing, but you know, you can edit all that if you need to. So it's pretty simple, and it looks really nice. And again, now I've got this text that's very matches my other enterprise, so it'll kind of sit about like this. Anyways, I'll fiddle around with this later when we get to actually decaling the model. Okay, the actual process of me showing you how to print all this would be very long, so I'm just going to do a really short description here. This is the JPEG that I saved. Again, I saved it as a JPEG, not a PSD file. And then what I did is I pulled it up into this writing software here. This is OpenOffice. And put it in here. I like this one because I have a little bit more control. Sometimes I run into problems with Adobe where I seem to get it exactly what I want it, and then when it, I don't know, sometimes when it converts it to printing, it makes the changes, and I'm not quite sure why. But anyways, here I was able, this is in the draw program, I was able to put the basically picture here, and I can edit the size of it here, and here at the top and the side here you can see I've got this nice grid. Let me just screw this up a little bit there, and I'm able to mess around with it a little bit there. And the first thing you want to do is print it off on regular paper. So here I've got the NX-05, the Serenity, and this is just a hair fraction off the size of the decal. So I'm not going to worry about it. It's not going to be a noticeably different thing. So this is the decal paper I was talking about. I apologize for the weird lighting in here. Here we go. This is Tester's decal paper. This is the yellow banner at the top. This is clear paper. I think the green is white. I know I have the white paper, but they make it in white and clear, and I think there's a red one, and that is 3 sheets of clear, 3 sheets of white. And I really like this stuff. I think it works pretty well. It just comes in sheets that are basically the size of this sheet of paper, and you put it in your tray like this, and it's basically a regular sheet of paper cut in half like this. So when you're printing, you can print it like this, but I like to print it like this. You just put it in there and you're done. So what I went ahead and did is printed it off here. So these are my, let me just actually rotate this down here. These are my my decals. So they're made up right here. So now the next thing I have to do is go and put these somewhere where they're not going to be touched or disturbed. Leave them there for 24 hours. And after that, we're going to get into clear coating it. This is a thing that a lot of people do. I've noticed is they'll make the decals and they'll bond them, but they won't let the ink dry, and that's a big thing, is letting the ink dry thoroughly. So I'm quite happy with these. They look really nice, and again, you can see I made doubles of everything. That's in case something goes wrong, I don't have to keep coming back here and, you know, make a second batch and then again wait longer before I can get them. So yeah, I just put in the paper like this. You can see you know, just printed them off on the side like that. So this is about where my paper would be, and I like it quite a bit. I find this to be nice decal paper as far as getting them to conform, and I'll get into that more when I start using them. But yeah, that's basically it for right now, and then next thing, you know, wait a couple days and then we will bond the decals, and that'll be a little bit fun too. So I'll go do that. Alright, I'm going to do this without a tripod, so I apologize for any weird sounds. But here is Tester's Decal Bonder, and usually a hobby store will carry this on its own. I think Tester's will sell it to you on its own. That's how I bought it. But yeah, it's just this little aerosol can. Here's the decals, and they've been drying here for about a week and a half, maybe a little bit more. But I have them mounted on here on this board, gyprock with just some green tape holding them down because I want to spray upright, which is how you should be spraying. I need my right hand for this. So. Oh, it's stuck. There we go. So there you can see it has a pretty big spray. Actually, why don't we move this into the light more? That way I can see it better. Poof! That stinks. Alright, so it's just a light coat. You can see I only cut out this small section because I don't want to bond, you know, the rest of the decal paper. I just want to do this little sheet here, so. That's it. And now you play the waiting game again. Let them dry for, I'd say, 24 hours. I don't know how long it says on the box here, or on the bottle. No, it doesn't say how long it takes to dry. But I'm going to leave it for a day anyways, and then these will be ready to go. Maybe even in an hour or two I'll come back and just do another light coat on there. But the thing you want to do is check and make sure. You can see they're pretty glossy right now, but what you want to make sure is that you don't spray a heavy coat. And again, this is why you let them dry for a long time, because even when you spray the bonder on here, you run the risk of having them run. So now I'm going to go lay them flat and have them dry that way. So. But it looks pretty good. Quite happy with these. So yeah, let's go leave these alone and let them dry, and then shortly we'll get to use them. Alright guys, it's time to decal the model, and I did a review of the Polar Lights decals before. First time around I built this thing. So I'm only going to focus this time, of course, on the custom ones that I made, and I just want to show you guys some of the work that I did. I just wanted to get a head start on this, didn't want to show all the little, you know, details and things. But this is metallic brown that I painted on here. I find it to be much nicer than Copham. It's XF34. Very, very nice color. And I just hand brushed all these little details and things on here. Painted on the blue there for the engines. Quite happy with that color. This is something I like to do. This is just painting on flat aluminum, XF16, and then you take these clears that Tamiya make, and in particular this is XF23 clear blue, and when you paint it on, it makes this very surreal looking blue color, which I really, really like. And so yeah, then I just went ahead and painted on all these little details and things like that, and quite happy with the end result of this. So yeah, I left these off, but I think I gloss coated it with Future last night. There we go. Just stuck on there just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the Future's basically cured, so I can just smell it just a little bit. Oh, and the one thing I wanted to make mention here, you get two deflector dishes for this model here. I think I mentioned that before. The square one is for the Columbia, and then this rounded one is for the Enterprise. And the Columbia has these 2 prongs here, and the Enterprise only has 1. But that was kind of, I believe it was something they did in the show just for the audience to know the difference between the two when you see them on the screen. It was just a way to make them a little bit different. So I wanted to do something similar to that, and all I did is I combined the Columbia part, the Columbia dish, because I like the square effect of it, but I added in the Enterprise 1 prong antenna on there. And so it's got these 2 holes on either side of it there, which I quite like, because upon further investigation of pictures of the Columbia, there's actually little holes on either side of the little emitters there. So I think that's a little bit more accurate by accident, but anyways, it just helps it be a little bit more unique and such. So, and it kind of follows up to what the Enterprise, is going to be like. Future Enterprise ships, they only have 1 prong. Anyways, here are the decals, and these have been drying for a little over 24 hours now, so they should be pretty good. I have used, like I said before, I've used the white decals, and I really like them. Didn't have any problems with them, so I'm not expecting any problems with these clear ones. But what you want to do when you're making your own decals, when you have a regular decal sheet, you can kind of see that the decals are raised up a little bit. When you're making your own decals like this, and using this method, it's basically clearing the whole thing. So you're going to get decal film wherever you go. So what you want to do, and this is a fresh blade in here, and I'm just going to cut very closely to the decal here, and this is going to eliminate most of all that little bit of area. And let's just go like this here, and let me just see. It is in there. Good. I'm gonna maybe stab it. Actually, I think it'll be okay, but you never know. Might as well, since I'm here. And I think I'll use, for a solvent, these Polylites decals are a bit tough. They can be a bit tougher, so I think I'm going to use Tamiya Mark Fit Strong for this. I think that'll work out just fine. I'm not expecting any problems, but at the same time I want to be able to eliminate any problems that might happen. So yeah, it's sitting in the bowl here, and it's not running, which is a good sign. It's something you always want to see. So yeah, you just gotta cut close and cut as close to it as you can. You should be just fine with them. Again, the biggest key with these things is letting them dry thoroughly. It's kind of one of the things you want to do when you start the project, because then by the time you get to ready for decaling here, then you're like, I have to wait, and then you become impatient. I don't know if I recommend making decals. There's certainly a lot of people who like it, but for me, it's okay. But I'd rather buy them. It's quite a bit of work. Not terrible though. I forgot my decal brush here. Oh, I lost it. No, I didn't. There it is. Okay. So I just tested the decal, and it is ready to move. So this goes here, like so. Alright, fingers crossed. Let's hope that this turns out as nicely as I've been bragging and predicting. Oop. Yeah, they are a little... it is doing it. They are like the white ones. It's kind of plasticky. It's very strange. They're not very flat, and I'm running into problems already. Oh dear. It's kind of shriveled up on itself there. Let's see if we can't work some magic here. I'm just glad I made an extra set. Uh-oh. I'm gonna cut this short and go fix this decal. Alright, it's a good thing I made some spares because, yeah, I had to use my backup here. But I did get it on there. Look at that. There's a Serenity. I did come up with a bit of a solution. That is to make the decal film a little bit wider than I normally would. You know, don't cut it as close. And I also figured out kind of a newer way here. Or not newer way. That's not even really a word. Newer in that, you know, context. Anyways, but to kind of lay it out on here and just pull it out from underneath it right like that. That seems to work a bit better. But yeah, I don't know. It's probably this was a bit of a problem I was foreseeing when I started it. It looked like I added too much film on it, and I'm wondering if that's what the case may be. Too much bonder. But yeah, just take your brush and I'm just going to press it down without adding any solvents or anything like that. And yeah, there's a bit of a they're super sticky. I don't even have to press down on them. They really want to just stick down onto the model there. I'd like to get this higher, about like that. And I should, sorry, I'm not doing that in frame, but I've got to kind of be close so I can see what's going on here, but it's looking good. Yeah, there's a bit of a bump right here where it kind of meets up there. I'm betting after a little bit of solvent, I can already see this decal, the Serenity there is already working from the solvent. So I'm glad I went with the stronger stuff for this project. I was even thinking of bringing out the Walthers solvent set, which I just learned came back on the market, so I'm gonna buy a new bottle of that because that's quite nice stuff. So it's a little uneven. Just push this end up. There we go. Pretty awesome, hey? NX-05 is coming together, finally. So yeah, here's the remnants of my old one. So I'm going to go and do the ones on the bottom now. They go here and here. I'm going to go do those right now. And then it's just general decaling the model. Like I said before when I built it, the decals are a bit thick, but they work well. You just got to coax them a little bit, but I didn't find too many problems with them. And then I'm going to give it another clear coat, and I might give it a flat coat. I'm kind of liking the glossy effect of it. I'll decide that when I get there. And the last thing I have to do, I still haven't done it, is I have to go and make the stand. But basically, I'm nearing home plate here and almost finished this model, so I'm pretty excited. So I don't know what I'm going to get to next after the decals, but I could just, you know, put the last few pieces on it and just say I'm done. It's getting to that point. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but after masking it and all that, I'm kind of done. But seeing the Serenity on the front there, oh man, that just makes me so excited and happy to see that there. So. Alright guys, here it is. The Serenity is complete. I'm actually kind of editing the video right now, and this usually happens to me, but sometimes I film the end of this final part here. I'll film that kind of like last after I'm finished editing. Sometimes it's kind of a way for me to recap what I've done by watching the videos, but this time it was a little bit different. I was searching around my memory card trying to find out where I put it, and then I remembered, oh, I didn't film it because I didn't make the display stand. It's just kind of a crude cutout on a piece of wood here, and this is the resin cast. And yeah, put the stand through it, and I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. It's got that nice silhouette of it there, of the NX class. But so yeah, this display stand aside, I'm quite happy with this model. I'm really happy with how the Aztecing turned out. I was able to airbrush it nice and flat. You know, I didn't have any kind of overspray like I was, thought it might have. Not overspray, but build up. Decals went down okay. Polar Lights make okay decals for these things. They work, but you do need to pay attention to them. And these ones here, making these ones the custom ones, they were a bit of a hassle, but not terrible. I was kind of preparing myself for the worst, and like you saw there, they didn't really cooperate 100%, but got them to work in the end, and a couple of layers of future on them to seal them in, and yeah, they're just nice and flush on there, and I'm really, really happy with how that turned out. So, and also flipping these upside down, that was quite a bit of fun. It was interesting to try something a little bit different. I really like the look of the ship. I'm really going to enjoy just seeing both of them. All these three NX class, the original one, then this kind of modified one, and then you see the refit version where it has, the secondary hull down below there. And yeah, this was just a really fun experiment and a good way to just test out trying new things. It's something I've always wanted to do. Finally got around to doing it, and I'm just, again, really happy with how this turned out. As far as the construction of the kit goes, if you're looking into buying this kit for yourself, it's a pretty good kit, I think. It does show a bit of its age. There's a bit of flash you need to worry about. Just some simple sanding and you should be fine. A lot of people might be turned off by the fact that it is a snap kit, but personally I wouldn't worry about it. I think they do snap in there pretty tight, so that's kind of up to you. I know some people really don't like buying snap kits. I don't like buying pre-painted snap kits because I hate kind of ruining someone else's artwork, the time that they put into building it, even though it's probably a machine somewhere in China. And but that's just weirdly me. And yeah, as far as the Aztecing goes, this was really fun to just mesh around and have fun mashing up all these weird patterns on here. I'm really quite taken away with these things. I think they're just fun. It's not the best looking Aztecing, but it was just really interesting and, again, fun to try something different. That I've wanted to do this for a while now. Really glad I got around to doing it. So that's about it. The only thing I think I did last to it is I layered it with a couple coats of future. I thought about having it dull, like with a flat coat, but then when I looked at it, I thought, it looks pretty good shiny. It actually looks a lot better with that. So yeah, I just went ahead and glossed it up. So that's it. This is my NX-05 Serenity, my custom build. Yeah, it's a great kit from Polar Lights. Go check it out if you like. Polar Lights makes other Star Trek kits that are also really, really great. Can't wait for the Romulan Bird of Prey to come out. That one looks like a lot of fun. But anyways, guys, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this build. You can go and leave me a comment down below if you like. You can subscribe too. And I will see you guys with another build in the near future here. So this is Rebels at Cloud 9. And if I haven't taught you anything, at least you've learned what not to do. I'll see you guys later.